All right, Mike Solderbeck here tonight shooting this on the Samsung phone, and congratulations to a lovely bride. She's retired from that amazing place that is Kent State that continues to do incredible work education-wise here in East Liverpool, and she's actually enjoying a little dinner here at Casa de Emmanuel, celebrating that huge milestone. Congratulations to the city of East Liverpool, too. I got to town a little bit earlier, drove through town, and I must say that looks pretty good. The fountain is up and running as well, too, so a lot of good things that are happening in this community. And I stopped off and saw the Sheets family out there in Calcutta. You know, my good friend Steve Sheets, who I've known for over 20 years. Got a little Dr. Pepper here, but I wanted to share this with you real quick before we talk to Ted. You see this right here? Sheets for the kids. This is all about everything, no matter where you visit any of these sheet stores up and down the East Coast and throughout the country. When you give money to this, and I kicked a little dollar in tonight, all of it goes to local charities. Every single cent. Wherever that sheet store is, that's where the money goes. So that's good stuff from the folks at Sheets. Now, Teddy, let's talk about this G20 summit that starts tomorrow. And Nikki Haley, U.S. Ambassador, within the hour said it's an escalation of military capability. And they are concerned about North Korea. And you have to believe, because the Russians just want to, well, put more sanctions against North Korea, as does China. The president hasn't said much, kind of staying quiet, but he said he's getting awfully tired of all of this as far as these cat and mouse games with North Korea. You know, when he sits down with Vladimir Putin, this will come up in the conversation. Good evening.
Yeah, I think it will, but the real complication is that Iran is really basically funding their entire operation. They're using North Korea like a research and development branch of a company. And they've got this guy set up like one of the Three Stooges, just doing their work, and they're getting all the data, all the research. So it gets very complicated, because then Russia supports Iran, and each of them in turn support Bashar al-Assad in Syria. So this is it's not a chess game, it's a three-dimensional chess game, which if anybody's ever tried to play it, it's kind of difficult.
All right, now climate change. They pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord, ratified by 147 countries, meaning the Trump administration. Your thoughts about when they discuss climate change, and obviously the president saying no mas to the Paris Climate Accord?
Well, the thing is, there's no teeth to the accord to begin with, and most of the onus is put on us as one of the larger carbon-consuming countries, and then the other countries that are large consumers, such as India and China, really have a long period of time before they even really have to do anything with it. So I think it's, in my opinion, much ado about nothing, but I think it's like one of those flags that you wave in front of a bull. For all of the tree huggers out there, they take this as a personal affront. Personally, I think right now the most important thing that we have going is creating jobs.
All right, as far as trade and the G20 summit Friday, and of course Bill Green and Dr. Terry Madonna with me as I'm in for Mike Pintech, noon to 3 on KDKA. He just doesn't like NAFTA. He says it's no good. What can we do, if anything, to have an even playing field in trade, or is that pretty much gone to the wayside and never to return, Ted?
No, I think there's quite a bit you can do. We're the biggest partner, and you know, it's not that we control everything, but I think it can be renegotiated, much as we've seen some of the other things get renegotiated. But it's hard. Once you've done a deal, it's hard to upset that deal. It's much easier to negotiate it on the way in. But, I mean, we are still holding the bulk of the cards in the deck. So I think there's a lot of negotiating left to do.
All right. And as far as NATO, he has slammed them, meaning the president, for not meeting defense spending targets. And I've said before, a strong military means that you are just that, but also it helps the economy. NATO, and why the president is not fond of that either.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, though, over the last 6 months, most of the NATO countries have increased their military spending. Whether they're doing it to comply with NATO restrictions and expenditure requirements, or whether they feel that there's a need because of terror and other issues, they are spending more. So maybe the rhetoric is starting to meet with reality.
All right, immigration, G20 summit. He has clashed with Canada, France, Germany, Indonesia, and Turkey. Just immigration, how do you think this is going to be perceived when he's sitting down with so many different countries, including Merkel, who happens to be the Chancellor of Germany, and she is going to be running this show in Hamburg, Germany. And she is obviously at odds with the president and the U.S. for a number of reasons, but immigration is one of them.
Well, I think, what Trump's whole rhetoric was during the campaign is make America great again and define America as what it has been historically. And I think, he's got a lot of support in America because of that. And if you look at the mess that Europe is in right now, and I've lived in Turkey for 2 years, it was a mess then, and they had a migration problem then. I think he's got a very good stance, and I think the bulk of Middle America is going to be supporting him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back talking a little NFL from Lou Valina's Casa de Emmanuel, entertainment every Wednesday. And don't forget, his street market starts adjacent to this great location in Mulberry Street this Sunday from 11 until 5. And next Wednesday, we're going to have truly one of the best when it comes to everything that is Italian. The legendary Jimmy Sinceri will drop by here at Casa de Emmanuel. We'll break a little bread, eat a little pasta, and we'll obviously talk everything that is Italian. All right, folks, back with more in a moment.